Florida State in prime time. The Noles have never lost to the Blue Devils, and I don't think that's going to change this week. But that said, Duke is really well coached by Mike Elko. I think this is going to be a tougher game than most FSU fans expect. We don't know about Riley Leonard at the time I'm taping this, but whether he plays or not, I don't think he's going to quite be 100% if he does in this game with that high ankle sprain. Here's the thing that makes me nervous. Duke's defense is legit. They have the number 2 ranked passing efficiency defense and the number 4 scoring defense. So this may be the game, I think, where Florida State does not hit the 30 mark. I think that streak breaks. But what doesn't break is their streak against the Blue Devils and their streak of being undefeated. Give me the Noles not covering this week, 27-17.
What's up, Nole fans? It's your favorite guy here on Warchant, giving you my prediction. Look, I think this is the best defense Florida State's probably played, with the exception of Clemson, and they're even. But without Riley Leonard being 100%, even if he does play, so he won't be able to move like he normally is, I just think it's going to be too tough for Duke to score a ton of points. I think Florida State will get to 30, barely, and so I'm looking at a 30-14 final, Florida State.
All right, gang, I can speak, I promise. Forgive the cold, everybody. Time to make a pick. Been pretty good with these so far this year. Let's try to keep it rolling. I'll go, I don't know, Florida State, maybe a rocky road early on. Wears Duke down. Duke doesn't have much in the way of offense for the game. So let's shoot for 34, Florida State 34, Duke 14. 34-14. Get it together, Cameron. 34-14, Florida State over Duke. That's my pick.
I think Florida State's going to make another statement win. LSU was early in the season. I think people are starting to forget about it. It's time to make people remember again, right? I think Florida State wins this game 45-21. Even if Riley Leonard does play, him having that hurt ankle will still be very beneficial to Florida State. He won't be able to run around as much. And keep in mind, he has more rushing touchdowns than he does passing touchdowns. So even if he's playing, I think the Florida State, it'll be easier to contain him, and they will cruise to a victory Saturday night.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for being here, everybody. As you know, it is the Warchant Report powered by Cummins. Check out shop.cummins.com. Use that promo code TAILGATE, TAILG, numeral 8, to save 10% off the P2500i portable generator, as well as numerous power stations, including the 200, 300, 600, and 1,000 models. No matter where you're tailgating, whether it be outside your favorite bar, in the parking lot, on the road, the power stations, clutch. The portable generators, even more clutch. Shop.cummins.com. Go check them out. Promo code TAILGATE. Tom, start us off here, man. Saturday night, 7:30, ABC, Florida State playing Duke. This is the big one, maybe, for the home schedule this season. Who would have thunk it? Something's got to give. Florida State scored 30 points in 12 straight games. Penn State's got more than them, the only active streak that's longer. Meanwhile, Mike Elko has not lost the game by more than one possession while at Duke. So try to figure out that math. Give us your prediction on Saturday, Tom Lane.
I think if Florida State can clear the mid-20s in this game, they're safe. That's the easy way to put it. The offense doesn't have to be lights out. No 40-burger necessary for Florida State to come away with a win in this game. I just think this is one where they will lean on Duke until Duke eventually falls over. Whether Riley starts or not, Riley Leonard starts or not, or you have a backup quarterback in, the defense is on a roll. This Duke offense isn't dynamic anyway. Even if they have their star quarterback, there's an element of the quarterback run there, but it's not that dynamic of an offense. So all those things being said, I'm very interested to see where FSU's offense decides to go attack Duke, what part of the field, and does Duke stack up against the run like Ira said, or do they sit back like they did against Clemson and play on the edges a little bit more and double the receivers? At any rate, Florida State in a runaway here. It's not in the first half, but they pull away in the second half. 31-10, Florida State.
Ira, you're shaking your head. Was that the number in your mind?
So I had 31-10, but I talked myself out of it. Okay. And I'm going with 27-10. I just think this is a bad spot for Duke. I think it's a good spot for Florida State. And I think if I'm Mike Elko, I'm not risking Riley Leonard getting injured in this game worse than he is already, and it affecting their ability to win some of these other games they have down the line. If you play him in this game, you may not win anyway, and then you may risk him damaging that ankle further, and it may cost you 3 or 4 other losses later this season. So I think my guess is he doesn't play. We'll see on Saturday night. But I also think Florida State's a better team. I think this is, as Tom said earlier, being home this whole month, I think has been good for this team. They're getting healthier. I think Duke is going to get Florida State's best shot, and I think Florida State's going to pull away in this game. And I'm talking myself back into 31-10. 31-10.
Consensus.
Man, I think this is me just projecting. Again, I've said it on the podcast, Corey Wake Up Warchant. I love this is not a knock on my job. Love my job. I'm in the top 1% of people that can say that and actually mean it. But man, I've been bored out of my mind in the press box the last 2 weeks because I knew that those teams had no shot at beating Florida State. And I don't think Duke will beat Florida State, but they have a shot. There's things that could happen in this game. So it's going to make me excited to see Florida State finally get someone's best shot in Doak and see how they handle it. To say 24-17, that just kind of keeps me within the margin of error for Mike Elko's loss, but I can't imagine Duke would score 17 points on this defense. But I'm going to say 24-17. I just think Florida State will be too much. They are the better team. And Duke's quarterback, I think Henry Beelan will make some plays. I think he'll extend some drives with his legs, but not enough to sustain enough drives to keep the ball away from Florida State, as Tom was hinting at that being your recipe and making this upset happen. So Florida State survives, hits the road. We're on our way to Charlotte after this one. That's crazy, guys, right? I mean, you beat Duke, you've pretty much punched your ticket to going to Charlotte, which is, the number one goal of your season heading into it.